Thank you for coming to my presentation. First of all, here. First of all, apologize for my English. It's not so good. I'm trying to do my best. I'm talking to you a matter that most of people doesn't like, accounting and tax. Tax is a special theme that you have to pay taxes. So when you start a business, you have a partner that is that's in Chile, that is called Servicio de Impuestos Internos. Have you heard this Servicio de Impuestos Internos? Okay. Servicio de Impuestos Internos is watching you. That is the problem. I am a CPA of Universidad de Concepción. I am lead advisory partner of TGS Group, all of our companies. I am director of Magnus ERP. I work for KPMG and as a leader of M&A tax department, and also I work for important companies in Chile as CFO and controller. That's my email. I try to do a resume of the main tips of taxes before start business in Chile. Chilean tax law considers two factors: taxpayer residence and the income source. Second, any entity residing in Chile, whether individual or corporation, is taxed on the total income earned in the domestic market or from abroad. But foreign resident in Chile will be taxed on only Chilean income source during the first 3 years, although this time period may be extended in special cases. And as I told you, the Chilean tax authority is Servicio de Impuestos Internos, digamos un CI en español, and it's watching you, okay? How to start business in Chile? I don't know if in what stage most of you are here. Most of you did get a root, because it's mandatory to obtain a rol único tributario that is called in Chile root. It's the first step to start business in Chile. How much of you did you get the root in Chile? Most of you? Okay. But in front of, okay. So, to start business, then to get a root, you must submit a business startup statement to the SII. It's form 4215. Did you fill this form, most of you? No? No? Are you doing business right now in Chile?
No.
No? Like incorporated? No? A company? Okay. Well, the second step to start doing business in Chile, you have to fill this form 4415. In this form, you have to declare the intention to do business in Chile to the Servicio de Impuestos Internos. In this form, you have to fill the amount of capital, mainly the amount of capital and the name of the company, how many partners the company will have. This form you can download from the SII webpage. if you don't fill this form, you are not legally or tax legally for do business in Chile. Okay. I know that Jorge told me that he talked to you about the different company you may be set up in Chile. For me, this are 5. Corporation is for big companies, sociedad anónima. Limited liability partnership, sociedad responsable limitada. Association o cuentas en participación. Simplified corporation o sociedad por acciones, SBA o SPA. Limited liability individual, entrepreneur, empresario individual. I think the second and the 4 are the most, and the last one, the 5, are the most used to do or incorporate as an entrepreneur in Chile, to do business in Chile. This presentation I'm going to send you. So if
What's the difference between the first and the fourth?
the first
Corporations require
and the third, the third,
the first and the fourth.
4. La cuarta. Ah, okay. The first has a lot of requirements to do in different institutions, and it's for big. Generally, it's used for big companies because to constitute or to start business as a corporation has a lot of requirement for SBS, que es Superintendencia de Valores y Seguros, como I don't know how you say in English, stock, SEC in US. And in the third, it's a simplified corporation. You need just one partner to constitute an SPA. It's more simple to do it in the fourth case. Generally, when you have a corporation, you almost need a lawyer to help to comply with the requirement.
Both of them you have stocks.
Yeah.
Probably the corporation have open stocks, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I don't know, Jorge, but in the fourth case, you can now open the stock market, the SPA. It's not possible. So for you, when you start business, a small business, it's recommendable to start like Simplified Corporation, SPA, or the last one, Limited Liability Individual Entrepreneur, que es EIRL en español. What's happened after when you have enrolled in the SEC? In the SII. You turn or to becoming a taxpayer who is subject to taxation. Even if you don't start your business, you have to comply some requirement to the SII. For example, if you receive an invoice or an invoice for services, you are obligated to return the withholding tax the person that has rendered the service to you. You are responsible to pay the tax in the SII. So we are going to see in the after slide with the form 21, formulario 29, that is called in Chile formulario de IVA. No sé si han escuchado, formulario IVA. You are going to learn Spanish because most of the SIA people don't speak English. You have to comply, the second, you have to comply several filing requirements on a monthly, semi-annual, and annual basis before the SII. If you comply, it's a good thing to comply with SII. You have to, sorry, but most of entrepreneurs or companies, even in Chile, doesn't like to comply with the SII. However, currently the SII have more power to review your information, your accounting, your payments, your form presented to the SII. And the third, you have to get permits or special licenses. You should be aware that the business activities you plan to develop in Chile may be subject to special permits or requirements. These are very dependent on the nature of the activity and include health, environment, municipal authorization. It's strongly recommended that before starting your business you can get advice about the permits required, the authorities from which you must be obtained, and the time that it will take. It's probably this permit takes 1, 2, and 3 months to obtain. So you have to find, depending on your business, is it related to health, is it related to environment, to know what permit you need to start your business. Additionally, to get the form 4415 and your root or ID. Okay? I don't know if someone have any doubts until now. Okay. What kind of taxes am I taxed? This is the structure. This is the resume of the structure of the taxes in Chile. It's separated in income tax, tax on sale, that is called or known as VAT or VAT, and specific taxes and other taxes.